is here. Now, we want to talk about watering your gardens. It becomes that time of year where we take it very seriously. We want our gardens to look great and our lawns to look great, and some of us can go a little bit overboard when it comes to the watering.
Right.
So there are so many advancements right now that'll really help you to conserve. What's in there?
Like that there, look at that. That there is just what we often don't really give it a lot of respect, and that is gardening gold, that is water. A reminder that 90% of most plants is made up of water.
Right.
And even us as humans are made up of water. So first question is, Tracy, we've been together for some time.
Uh-oh,
Best
I'm
time to
getting
water.
nervous.
What time of day is the best time to water? Evening or morning?
I'm going to say evening.
Morning. I'm glad you've been listening.
How many years has it been now?
Okay, so I just want to tell people, if plants are dry, any time of day you should be watering, because you want to make sure that they're going to be getting the right amount of water.
Right.
But if we want to make sure that we're watering at a time of day where it's going to benefit the plants, reduce the amount of disease and insects, and also be absorbed really well, it's morning watering.
It's morning.
So earlier morning watering, you want to do a nice deep soaking of the garden.
Yeah.
You want to make sure as you're watering, you're keeping that water off of the foliage. So, you know, one of the traditional things is an oscillating sprinkler, and that's this. And this is what we remind ourselves is when we were kids,
we grew up with those.
Yeah, we ran through this sprinkler and we did all those things, but this is just an awful way to water.
It's a waste, isn't it?
It is, because as it's oscillating, and if it's a windy, sunny day, it's evaporating, so you're wasting water.
Yeah.
You're putting it on the foliage, and because of that, it's just really not an efficient way to water.
Right.
You know, there's other sprinklers too that have sprinkler heads that you can actually adjust and put right to where you need the water, so that's a really good idea. But those two at the same time are going to put water on the foliage.
Right.
So if we're trying to make sure that we're going to have a nice healthy plant like this over here, which is a hosta, and we want to make sure that it's going to have those wonderful, look at those roots.
Yeah, they look good.
That there is happy. Look at that. You know, I know.
That's a happy plant.
I know, like most women say, that's a good pair of shoes.
Yeah.
As a gardener, I say, that's a good pair of roots. That there, those roots make me happy.
Healthy roots.
And that's an indication of roots getting the right amount of moisture.
Okay, so you need to target that water down.
Yeah.
You
so
don't
if you
want
look
it
at
on
this is a soaker hose, and this is a
beautiful hose.
It's a collapsible soaker hose,
at
which you
that.
can run through the garden. You put a little bit of mulch down.
Yeah.
That way, we're going to be putting water just to the root zone and really making sure that we're focusing on just those roots itself.
I like how camouflaged it's going to be. So it's sort of
especially
the same
if you're using
color as the soil.
if you're using a black mulch too.
Yeah,
on top
that
of
looks great.
You're not going to see it, and this is going to slowly penetrate water slowly into the ground. You said this year here in Ontario for the month of June, it's been soggy.
It's been very soggy. A lot of people out west in Canada might not know this, but Frankie does the weather here as well. And so we've been beating him up quite a bit because there's been a lot of water. However, we are all noticing that. I mean, my backyard's like a jungle. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So the plants really want that water. They're thriving.
And just a little bit of garden factoid. You know, after you have a lightning and or thunderstorm, if you wonder why your lawn is a little bit greener than any other time, is that nitrogen's released into the atmosphere during when we have lightning. So with that, it kind of makes those plants just go, ah.
Yeah.
And if you notice your plants after a rain do that, they're like, ah. But when it's really dry, they're like, whoa.
They look exactly like that.
They do.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to give you a little quick tip about hoses. So when we look at these two different hoses, they're both 50 feet.
Yeah.
Which is the better hose that's there?
This one.
Wrong again.
I had a 50-50 chance.
Okay, that's a $20 hose. This is a $44 hose. So Leo will be happy that you picked the cheaper hose.
Yeah.
But this is a rubberized hose that has better attachments in terms of the brass. So this is going to last longer. You can run over it with your car. So there's a lot of things to do that. So let's quickly talk about irrigation systems. So this is a traditional irrigation system that's here.
What does this do?
So this is just a traditional one that if you're going to have an irrigation system, you're going to have your zones all connected to it. It'll be on a timer.
Okay.
The downfall of the traditional ones is that, you know, during days when it was raining, have you ever, you know, when you're driving down the road and you see somebody's irrigation on while it's raining?
I know, it's the worst.
That makes me so upset.
It's what a waste.
Like, that's where I want to go yell at them.
Right.
Okay.
Don't make Frankie mad. It takes a lot to make him angry.
It does, but this here doesn't look like much. Look at this. This is called Ratio. And this is just basically another controller that's in a box. But what I'm going to show you is the coolest thing ever.
So this is a new way, it's a new irrigation system. It's going to monitor your water usage.
Okay, so I'm going to blow your mind right now.
Okay,
all right. You guys ready for me to blow your mind?
We're ready.
Okay, so this here is an integrated system that basically looks at the weather in your area. We're going to call it up on Apple TV right now. You can play with it on your phone.
Okay.
What you're going to take a look at is it's going to make sure that you're getting the right amount of water.
So you have this app on your phone, so it doesn't matter where you are located.
Nope.
They are going to take stock of your location.
They're going to say, so you can see here it says My House, Bradford, West Gwillimbury.
Yeah.
And what it will do is we'll go to the zones, and you'll look at your front lawn. You indicate whether you have grass, if your soil is clay or loam, if you have lots of sun. Then what this system does is it measures the amount of water that you need based upon not only your plant type, but also at the same time, the weather patterns that are going through.
And of course, that switches every day. Like, does it tell you the best time to water and how much water you need?
Watch this. Last night I got an email that said, you don't need water today.
Oh.
I was like, wow, it's talking to me. I'm like, okay, that's good. So it bypassed. And then the other part, too, is it gives you a sense of the community that's out there. So we're just going to look at the reports. And if you look at the Raccio community right now, that 373 million liters of water have been saved with those people that have been using this device.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so for this was created in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
And for California, all the way through the West, where they're going through extreme drought, this is a way that we can not only benefit our environment, but save money, too. So this will save us money on our water bill.
Very smart.
Yeah.
See, it's such a simple thing. We're all on our phones all the time. We've got our smartphones. It doesn't matter where you are. You'll know right away, okay, I need to turn off the hose. I do not need to water today. Right. And that's really being socially responsible.
And at the same time, it's looking at your soil.
Yes.
It's looking at the weather pattern. And it's looking at the type of plant material.
Right.
So in order to have a healthier garden where you're not going to have disease because of overwatering, this is the way to do it. So the Raccio system is a smart way to water.
Very cool. Technology's helping. Thank you, Frankie. Let's go to break. Stay with us. We've got more coming up.